What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about the best cards at each and every price in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM to hopefully help you guys build a really good squad, whether you've got all the coins here, all the MT in the world, whether you're balling on a budget. Hopefully this video can help you guys out. And as we do dive into it, if you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. Really do appreciate all of the recent support. Without further ado, let's talk about it. The best card for basically 1,000 MT that you can buy right now is the Sapphire Troydan Prince 6'8 shooting guard, small forward, good 3-ball, good perimeter, good speed. Good luck finding a better option for his price. Genuinely, is the card perfect? No, but I'm telling you, for his price, you're going to be hard pressed to find a better option for 1,000 MT in this game. Next up, we've got 3,000 MT, which is still a really cheap on this game. And you're looking at Michael Ray Richardson. If I can I find Michael Ray Richardson, please? I don't know if I'll be able to, but that's who I'm wanting to plug in here. Michael Ray Richardson at that point guard position. You're looking at a long, lengthy point guard for 3,000 MT. Can maybe even find one that is slightly badged up, maybe a little bit here. Here's what you're looking at: 6'5", only a 69 3-ball, but really solid on the defensive end of the court. How I describe him is kind of like a mini Dyson Daniels, not nearly as good as him, but kind of like that bad version of Dyson Daniels, where he's going to play a lot of defense, can knock down the occasional open shot. Definitely do not mind the card. Next up, for 5,000 coins, we're going to talk about Kelly Oubre Jr. Card who nobody really talks about, but 6'7", 87 3-ball, good driving dunk, good ball handle, solid defense, 87 speed, can knock down shots, can play a little defense. This card is extremely good on the court for you. And honestly, it's one of those things that I don't feel like many people are talking about Kelly Oubre Jr., but I feel like people should be talking about Kelly Oubre Jr. The card knocks down shots, again, decently tall on the court. I just don't see what this card doesn't do at a decently high level. So for me, Oubre Jr. definitely deserves a spot in here for 5,000 MT. Couple other cards that I do want to plug in here really quickly at this 5,000 MT mark. Jusuf Nurkic. Now, I think Jusuf Nurkic and his price has went up since I've acquired him and have been using him on my No Money Spent squad series. I don't mind Nurkic, but I think honestly at this stage, if he is, this expensive, he's just overpriced. And again, I like Nurkic. I don't hate the card whatsoever, but I wouldn't spend a crazy amount on the card. Obviously, the 83 ball is nice. I just feel like he's too slow. That 63 speed obviously is not ideal. So Nurkic is fine for me, but obviously at this stage for 10,000 MT, I don't think he's probably worth that. The last card I want to talk about today that I definitely do really like is Herb Jones. Card here, again, really cheap, a card that you can have success with. Looking at the card, 6'7", it's only a 75 3-ball, but is defensively really good. Comes with the Hall of Fame off-ball pass, on-ball menace, which does help the card out quite a bit. So for me, definitely got to talk about Herb Jones just a little bit here, as I really do like the card. Next up, 10,000 MT. So now I'm going to start to see cards level up ever so slightly. Card here I want to start with is Thabo Sefolosha. 10,000 MT. Can maybe find one that is souped up. This one's got an extra Hall of Famer. I don't know what it is. Slippery off-ball or off-ball pest. No, this card, honestly, this Thabo has handles for days, which is crazy. But looking at a Thabo 6'6", 93 ball, 86 ball handle, really solid defensively. To me, he's just a better version of a guy like Herb Jones. Like, I think that's the simplest way to put it, the simplest way to say it. I like Thabo, gonna knock down shots at a higher level. Obviously has better speed. So for me, I like the card quite a bit here, coming in at 10,000 MT. Next up, 15,000 MT. 2 words. A Naz Reid for 15,000 MT is probably the best value you're going to get. Now, I've been using Naz Reid in the No Money Spent squad series, so if you've been watching that, you know Naz Reid is a hooper. 6'9", 89 3-ball, incredibly high, good block, good interior, good rebounder, good speed. Just not a whole lot of negative things you can say about Naz Reid. For everybody that's saying like budget cards are done, budget cards are cooked, all those things, honestly, what I would say is get Naz Reid and then come back and talk to me, because I genuinely think Naz Reid is an absolute beast on the court, especially for the price that he's going for. 15,000 coins. I know it might seem like a lot, but genuinely, for a guy like Naz Reid, who I think is just an absolute, baller, an absolute hooper on the court, I think it is tough to beat him for that specific price. Next up, we do have a 25,000 MT, and it's honestly a card that I just picked up today. I haven't used him yet, but I just picked him up today. It is going to be a Jeff Green. Everybody has been gassing him in the comment section, and I think there's good reason for it. Let's talk about Jeff Green real quickly, who I do believe is going to be one of the best cards you can plug in and play for 25,000 coins. Jeff Green, 6 Hall of Famer, 6'8", 88 3-ball, 95 driving hook, 86 ball handle, good defense, good speed, good badge-wise, good release. There's just not anything negative you can say about Jeff Green at all. The card to me is an absolute stud. I think a lot of people overlook Jeff Green just for the sole fact that, you know what, he's just a diamond, right? A lot of people want to use, you know, those pink diamonds, those opals. But I think Jeff Green, for his value, is incredibly good and honestly super overlooked at this stage of my team. So for 25,000 MT, that's who I'm going with. The center position is hard though, and that's something I do want to talk about a little bit. Marcus Camby is a guy I like. I've got him at the 35,000 MT mark, but he's the 25,000 MT card as well. Throw him and Jeff Green together. I won't really have a 35,000 MT card. Camby's release is slow, but I want you guys to look at the defense, right? And so for me, I know Camby's release is slow. I know, you know, that's obviously not going to be great, but he's 6'11", and he's perfect defensively. So kind of an opposite to Naj Reid, right? Naj Reid's got a good 3-ball. It's got a good release. Might not be as good defensively. Marcus Camby is elite defensively, but not going to have as good of a release. I still think for his value is a solid option. Next up, we're going to talk about some 50,000 MT cards, and I've got 3 of them to bring to the table to you guys. First one here is Jonathan Isaac, who I absolutely love for 50,000 MT. If you can find one that is a little souped up, this one's 42,000 MT. Look for my Nobody Spent Squad series. Would be a perfect addition. Sadly, don't have that amount of MT. 6'10", 86 3-ball, decent standing driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 90s defensive stats across the board, 9 Hall of Famers, most of them being defensive. It's tough to beat what this card does at that shooting guard, or at that small forward, power forward position. Some other cards I want to talk about here. Marcus Smart has gotten more expensive, but there's a reason for it. The card is an absolute beast, an absolute stud. Could maybe argue the 35,000 MT markets where he should be at instead of where I've got him. But 6'4", 86 3-ball, good ball handle, really solid defensively, solid speed. Your best budget point guard, budget-ish point guard in the entire game. Last card I want to talk about is our first pink diamond here, Brad Miller. Now, Brad Miller, not going to be perfect defensively, but he's got a 93 ball. And that's, in my opinion, where everything starts and ends for Brad Miller. Now, I will say this. I think Naj Reid is 95% of what Brad Miller is. So, just kind of let that sink in for you guys. You know, if you want to go get, you know, Brad Miller, do what you got to do. I do think, you know, Naj Reid is nearly just as good of a card though. So again, just kind of to let you guys know that I like Brad Miller, but Naj Reid has been hooping enough for me to not gas Brad Miller too much. Next up, 75,000 MT. I've got to plug in Shawn Kemp. When you're looking at some of the top power forwards in the game, Shawn Kemp needs to be talked about. He absolutely does. For 75,000 MT, you can get a Shawn Kemp that's souped up, 6'10", good 3-ball, good dunking, good defense, 92 speed, perfect badge-wise. Tell me that Shawn Kemp's bad. You can't, because the card is an absolute beast, an absolute stud on this game for 75,000 coins. Next up, the best cards for a buyout in the game right now. I'm going to plug in 2 different options. First one, Rudy G. Now, everybody gasses this card. I've yet to use this card this year, so I'm just being honest with you guys. Everybody gasses him. Everybody says he's one of the best small forwards in the game. If he stinks for you, blame other people. He's got a great release, 6'8", good 3-ball, obviously good speed, solid enough defensively. The other guy I want to talk about is Jaren Jackson Jr., who I still believe, I know he's only a diamond, it definitely deserves a spot here, guys. Here's what you're looking at. 6'10", 88 3-ball, good driving dunk, defensively immaculate, 87 speed, and his release is nearly perfect. Next up, the 100 to 200,000 MT mark. Best guys you can pick up. First guy, Ron Artest, gonna be just over the 100,000 MT mark, but he's just an absolute stud on the court. Watch my gameplay if you need to see something more. 6'7", defensively, just gonna be an absolute beast. The other guy I want to talk about today is just a big man that you guys could possibly look to pick up. It is Joel Embiid. Pink diamond here. Again, just a beast. A guy at 7 feet tall, 87 3-ball, 84 speed, solid rebounding, has a good player build that you can trust on the court. Next up, 200 to 400,000 MT. I don't necessarily like this value, but I love Paul George, so I'm going to talk about him. Paul George plugged in here. Again, way overpriced. This one obviously has a legend badge, but he is expensive. So just realize what you're getting out of Paul George. 6'8", 95 3 ball, 94 speed badge-wise. Incredible. Whether he's got extra Hall of Famers, extra legends or not, he is absolutely a beast. Last but certainly not least, the best card that you can buy right now for over 400,000 MT is Victor Wembanyama. He is still the best card in the game, and I don't like it, but it's the truth. Wemby is going to be the best card in the game until he's not. Like, I know it sounds dumb, but like, it's just going to be so hard for somebody to outdo him. He's 7'4", he's got an 87 3 ball with an immaculate release. He's got good enough defense. He's incredibly long. He is the best card right now in the entire game. If you have all the coins in the world, you should have Victor Wembanyama. That's going to wrap it up for our video today. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.